Hi, I'm Dale LeFevre from New Games.
And I'm John Allsopp. I'm a marketer.
Okay, that's my marketer.
Absolutely. So you had basically retired. That was kind of the point when I first kind of met you.
Semi-retired.
Semi-retired.
Yeah.
So what was it that kind of brought you back in, really?
Well, I say semi-retired because I was responding to requests but not reaching out, because I thought, well, if somebody asked me, I'd be happy to do something, but if I'm not going to go scouring, because that was not very exciting for me to do. It was a lot of work and not so much results. And so I thought,
it's exciting for me to do. That's what gets me going.
There you go. So so I found this guy. That's what turns you on, and what turns me on is going out and doing the game. So I felt like I had a lot to give yet, and I thought, well, I'm still fit, I'm still able, I still definitely want to do the workshops and our presentations. And linking up with you made a difference, because you're willing to do the part that I wasn't so willing to. I mean, to do it a little bit's fine, but to do it a lot, it stresses me out. And so I really felt people really still want to do the games once they find out about it. So I wanted to be able to bring the games to them, and it's some kind of a legacy if we're going to go to that.
Yeah. And I think when I first was talking to you, you were knocking around Montenegro. So that kind of interested me. But it speaks to this idea of the freedom of being able to do new games pretty much anywhere, and literally across the world. But also anywhere you've got space and people. Yes.
Well, to date I've presented new games in 34 countries, and it's literally around the world. And Montenegro, and been to India, Japan, New Zealand, Australia, and everywhere it was very well received. The thing is, people like to play, they like to have fun, and I just bring that element, not that none of them know how to do things themselves to have fun, but in this particular way, for adults, normally it's, play games, it's maybe party games, but it just reintroduces as an element to them that allows them to have fun in this way. It's a very simple way, and it doesn't take a lot of organization.
I really like the idea that if you train as a hairdresser, then you can go and sit on a beach somewhere and earn some money as a hairdresser, and that could kind of fund eternal travel, and the freedom really from the 9 to 5, but also the freedom from location. And it strikes me that New Games is kind of similar to that you could progress around the world, delivering new games as a...
Definitely. I was, when I grew up, when I was 18, I thought, living in Wisconsin and Illinois, I thought, well, maybe I'll go to Canada, and I took Spanish because I thought maybe I'd go as far as Mexico someday. So it was way beyond my expectations to travel completely around the world and that, and New Games allowed me to do that. I'd find a group, and even, when there was in East Germany, and they invited me to come, and so I got to go to a place, when it was, Westerners couldn't get in there very easily. But I was there and doing New Games and saw what it was like, and it was really a thrill for me. And to see different cultures, it's been quite amazing for me. And so, yes, you can do these games anywhere.
I'll start booking the tour of North Korea for next year.
Maybe hold off on that one just a while.
We got an email from Edith Ryan, who said some of her best memories are about taking a parachute to a park and seeing what happens next. So what's that all about?
Well, that can work, and if you're not dependent on money for for presenting the games, that for a local person, they can go just anywhere and do it, and that, yeah, you know, you take out the parachute, flop it around, some other kids, you know, say, ooh, you know, they just, it acts like a magnet. And I had I think, yes, on my parachute games video, we did just that. We went out and just started shaking the parachute and, you know, just see these kids just coming like crazy. However, that doesn't always work. Like, for instance, like today it's rainy outside. You can't do the parachute outside. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so you have to think about things like an alternative, like where if you're doing an event, you do it outside and you think, oh, of course it'll be perfect weather, but you know, that's not always the case. So you book an indoor space where you can go if you need it. I mean, I think that's just sensible.
And what about things like twisting your ankle on a pothole and you know, that kind of thing? Is that a concern when you go out to a place like that?
Well, of course it is. We check the area we're going to play in. We walk over it. The whole group will walk over it to look for things, for potholes or whatever. And either we mark them with a cone or a frisbee or something, or move to a place that doesn't have potholes. And there's also things like dog remains that we can remove or whatever, and just anything that would be a hazard. Indoors it's different, of course. You have sharp edges and things that can get you, or so to bring the people's awareness to that, because when they're playing, they just, you know, they lose their mind in a way, and they forget about these things. So if you beforehand bring that to their attention, say, you know, oh, watch for this, and you know, if you can't move it or another way, do something with it. You know, there's a table, there's a chair, or something that you have to be aware of, and so it brings it to their consciousness. And, oh yeah, okay. So it's just to try to keep it safe as you can. Doesn't mean no one will ever get hurt, but in the 43 years I've been doing it, for my events alone, I've only had one person hurt their back a little bit. And it wasn't serious. Yes, sometimes you get a turned ankle or whatever. It's going to happen. That happens in normal life. So
coming to the event and leaving just as easily. Yeah. Okay. So we're running an event the weekend of the 21st of April in Sheffield, which is to train people to run new games. So if you're interested in that, there'll be a link around or on the video or somewhere that you can click to kind of sign up to hear about that. But we've also had lots of people talk to us about, well, basically say, when are you coming to America? Well, you know, when are you coming to California or New York or whatever? So that might be the focus for next year. So that's why we're saying this event in Sheffield is the only one we're planning in Sheffield. So if you want to train in Sheffield, if you want to train in Sheffield, then this is the event to come to. And after that, we'll be all over the place.
That sounds good to me.
All right. Okay, that's that.